Latin word and it means the whole. So this is the idea behind all that product. And when you look on the development with high-tech products in the society, you see more and more gadgets like this. Smartphones and tablets. You know? Smartphones and tablets are lifestyle products. Remember about 10 years ago when the small Nokia phones were on the market? You used your phone to call somebody. Exactly. And now you don't use your phone anymore to call somebody. You use your phone as an interface to be connected to the society, to become part of these important things which we have to perform every day. Our daily Facebook routines, our email routines, our chat routines, our even making photos. You know, 10, 15 years ago we had a camera for that. Now we don't need it anymore because everything is built in our smartphone or in our tablet. So actually, from single task units, we are more and more into multitasking products. So the smartphone is called smartphone because it's much more smart. That's what people think, at least, than only using it for calling somebody. Actually, only a few people use smartphones for calling, like I told you, know. The younger generation uses, they don't call each other anymore, they chat. You know, because it's easier to send a text message than to take the effort to put this heavy phone on the ear and call somebody, dial the number, and it's all too complicated, so we use chat. Of course, this has big impact on the society because the younger generation, they have more and more problem to speak, to talk to each other because they lose the ability to interact in live conversations, you know. But this is not something we are the topic of the seminar, but it's just a very interesting development. So, however, because a tablet or a smartphone is already part of the lifestyle of people's daily routine, we of course looked at this also because we want people to use PEMF as a daily routine. So, in order to get this lifestyle, we must provide products which are hip, which are cool, and which hit the trend of people's nowadays lifestyle. And then we investigated the situation whether it is possible to run a PEMF application with one of the existing technologies, like an iPad or an Android tablet or a smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an HTC or a Samsung or whatever. And we figured out, unfortunately, it is not possible. Why? Because the power, the battery, which is built in a smartphone or in an iPad or in any other tablet, is not capable of creating the power to run an application like this. You must understand, to gain an electromagnetic field out of a coil, you need a certain power supply for that. So in order to create a certain intensity over a certain area, you must supply power. And the power supply of a smartphone or of a tablet is usually 3.7 volt. So it's a very low power, which is enough to run the display, to run the processor and all the apps for a certain amount of time. However, it is not enough to run an application such as PEMF. And so we were not able to implement this technology with existing tablets or smartphones on the market. So what we did, we designed and engineered and created and manufactured our own tablet. The only one actually is a tablet which is Android based, So when you own an Omnium One, you own a fully operable Android tablet with all its possibilities. So you can email, you can download apps from the Google Play Store. So you can actually use this as a regular tablet. The size is a little bit smaller. It's an 8-inch tablet because you know when you use an application with additional hardware, it must be portable. It must be handy. It must be easy to use. And you can see it's a little bit thicker than a regular iPad or a regular tablet. Why? Because there is much more power inside. Comparing to an iPad or a Samsung tablet, which runs with 3.7 volt, this runs with 14.8 volt. So this is a lot more power, and this 14.8 volt are necessary to run a PEMF application and to be able to create 100% analog pulse electromagnetic field with an intensity range to create an impact on the human body. And this is the first health-oriented tablet of its kind in the world. And it's 100% development from our house. So we didn't use any existing product because it's not possible. Because the entire power management is so difficult to control with this high power inside that it cannot be performed with a circuit board from an iPad or something like that. We have to use totally different parts in order to maintain it. And it took us a couple of years to really get this at the stage where we are now shortly before really launch it to the public. And this is gonna be a product which really will rock, believe me. Because on one hand, people receive a lifestyle product, you know, and they receive PEMF technology, full-size PEMF technology. The Omnium One does exactly the same what the IMRS is doing, our standalone device, and it's now portable and you can take it everywhere. We design new applicators which are more portable. You know, you can fold it now 3 times, so it's half the size of the IMRS applicator. So everything actually, when you look at this big full body applicator here, just take it, you know, this is the full body applicator of the new Omnium system. And what you actually can do, you can fold it in a way that it fits in a bag with this size. And this is, I know you're not aware of all the products which are on the market, also from the competition, but this is second to none. You know, no other competitor has nearly this possibility. And if you look at it, it's very lifestyleish in regards to the haptic, to the color, to the material we use. Of course, it's all medically certified, biological safe. However, it's still, you know, modern design, and this allows us to really lead this market to a new horizon. We must really say that. And in addition, also the pillow applicator, which can be applied wherever on the body, can be folded now. It is attached with a strap, so you can wrap it around for easy use. You can even now use it in the car while driving. If you suffer from lower back pain, you just put it in the seat, because now you have a control unit which doesn't need wall power anymore, so you just plug it in and it runs out of the battery by itself. This is the idea of this new product, you know. And like I said, if you can see the surface here, it is a regular Android tablet, so you can do everything. You can browse the web. It has a Wi-Fi connection. What it doesn't have, it's Bluetooth. Do you know why? Why we could easily put that in. It's built in, but it's disabled. Why don't we use Bluetooth? Because Bluetooth is not good for your health. Did you know that? We'll learn this in the afternoon. Bluetooth is a very, very tricky frequency. you know, in the gigahertz range. Somebody owning one of these nice devices where you can talk to somebody with this Bluetooth, somebody using this? No, of course, nobody. Thank you. Only the people outside are using this. It's actually good that nobody of you using it, because it's really not good for your health. You know, if you use this over a long period of time, it starts with sleeping problems, and it eventually, if you use it over a long period of time, it ends up with very malignant development in these areas. And that's why we said we cannot be responsible for that. We cannot allow people to even think about Bluetooth, and that's why we disable this function. It's not possible. So you can actually interact with the world by using Wi-Fi. And as far as I know, with the new version now, it's also possible to interact with LAN connection, so that you don't even need Wi-Fi anymore. Because even Wi-Fi is not healthy. The problem is we cannot go around anymore. Wi-Fi is everywhere. You turn on your phone here, you look on, you turn on your Wi-Fi connection, and then you see you have 10 different networks you can connect with. You know. By the way, even from the Mount Everest, you can use your mobile phone already. There is reception. So the problem is we cannot run away from all these frequencies anymore. But of course, we will learn after lunch break what the correlation is, what all these frequencies do with us, and why they do what they do. We will all learn this. But just to give you a little bit of an idea where we are heading, and I think it's the right time. We want to launch Asian market now. We have this brand new product, which is absolutely state-of-the-art, which is far ahead of any competitive product on the market, and which comes from the #1 manufacturer in this field. And like I said, the first pre-launch is over. We have already people, they bought this pre-launch product, and we also found out what the problems we had with the product, and we eliminated these problems. So the final batch for the public will be available end of first week of April, second week of April. And for all the people who own already a pre-launch product, once the batch is here, we exchange your control unit. We promised you this for free. So you just send us in your product you have, and you will get the new one free of charge. And by the way, thank you for helping us to improve the product. Thank you for your feedback that we got from you in regards to the handling and everything. That helped us a lot to make it even faster, ready for the market. And this is a second-to-none product. There is nothing in this market yet, nothing, you know, which can even compare to that. And according to the price range, it will be exactly the same price range that the home use product, so it will be not more expensive. And people get an Android tablet for free, as a freebie. Because for us, the only one is not a tablet, it's a control unit to control medical applications. And the PEMF, full-size PEMF, we call it a wellness application, is the first of more to come in the future. We have here a socket. This is a 20-pin connector. With this 20-pin connector, we are able to feed a lot of external applications. Think about blood pressure measuring, blood glucose measuring, EEG, ECG, biofeedback, HRV, all this stuff, you know, can be fed here via this plug which nobody has, you know. And this is actually, you remember the old serial ports from the PC with these huge big plugs, the serial ports, you know. None of the modern tablets have this anymore. They only have USB, you know. We built in again 2 serial ports, so we are able to control, you know, a lot of applications with this device. And this is pretty cool, you know, for the future. So you know, we think that with this high-tech product, in combination with the full-size PMF, we are really at the top of the top. And because of all the difficulties we went through, we are not afraid of the competition, because if they want to do this, they have to go all through this, to go all through this too. And it takes a lot of time, engineering, and of course a lot of money. I mean, we put 2.5 million alone in the development of the hardware software. We are able to do this. A lot of companies are not even able to do this, but I must say, because it's really my personal baby, I'm really proud that we can launch this soon and coming out with it. So you see, when you start dealing with energy medicine in the future, you have also to feel comfortable with presenting, showing, and advise people with technology, touchscreen technology, with Android technology, which is more and more easy because we deal with this technology on an ongoing basis. But it's exciting. There is more interaction. And again, think about brushing your teeth. This is using a tablet, taking a tablet in your hand is already part of people's lifestyle, right? So it's easier to invite them to use a PMF application with something they're already familiar with. This is the idea, And then it becomes, it's not an effort to do it. It's something cool, I see people maybe in the lunch break at Starbucks doing their brainwave entrainment instead of reading a newspaper. They're sitting like this for 10 minutes. This is our brainwave. Sitting like this, getting the light and the sound therapy for 10 minutes and be totally relaxed. Then take it off, go back to work. This will become lifestyle. Trends, exactly. And beside that it looks cool, you also have the health effect. So it does a lot of good for your health. So, yeah. Oops. What? Frozen. So this is, like I said, just quickly go through it before the lunch break. Technically, of course, we use most modern circuit technology in that in this new device. Quad-core processor technology, Android 4.4.2 KitKat. We use an 8-inch 16:9 display, full HD. It's a high-end tablet. It's a built-in high-performance battery pack with 14.8 volts, delivering 9,000 milliampere hours. This is really remarkable. And it has this unique serial port to feed the device in the future with all kinds of health-related applications. It can be, of course, operated as a regular tablet, and mainly it serves as a control unit for health-related applications, which we call them WAPs, wellness applications. And a WAP always contains, comparing to an app, of soft and hardware components. So you have on one hand, you receive a software from us to control the application, and on the second hand, you receive hardware components which you attach to the interface and then run it together and control it with the all-in-one together with the software. And that's why we call it PMF Reinvented, because it's the world's first and only full-size Android-based PMF system. There is nothing on the market as of now. This we'll talk in the afternoon. The entire technology which we deliver with the PMF system is based on the existing IMRS system, which is the last standalone system for home use which we have. So everything what you receive in an IMRS, you also receive in an all-in-one. So it's nothing less. There is nothing cut from the existing top version. It's exactly the same. It comes with 3 different applicators. 2 of them are already containing the basic set. The so-called spot applicator can be bought in addition for certain applications around the knee, around the elbow, around the shoulder, whatever. And also optionally available is the brand new brainwave entrainment system. We talk about that in the afternoon, what's behind it. Light and sound therapy in conjunction with the PEMF application at the same time. So this is really absolutely second to none. Nobody can provide this. Then we have the software. So the system can be used within 5 minutes of explanation. It's very, very interactive with the user. You just press a button, and then the surface to operate is. It's very simple, very intuitive, and you can run it. Like I said, within an introduction of 5 minutes, you're able to perform your first session on your own. We also used, I must say this, very big buttons for elderly people. So it's not very tiny. So the whole way to control this app is very intuitive, and it's also designed for elderly people. Big letters, easy to use. Just press something and then it works. Okay, here you see it here. Here you adjust the timer, here you adjust the intensity of the field. The applicator will be automatically detected. So when you attach an applicator to the A converter, the system will automatically know which applicator is plugged in, so you don't have to choose this. You have 5 quick start programs with PEMF. We'll also talk about the technology behind in the afternoon. You can choose between relax, performance, activation, sleep, and regeneration. Just with one button and the system will start. You don't have to do anything else. And then, of course, you can also do some manual stuff, but we will look into this. This is the brainwave entrainment surface. You can adjust the color of the LED, which is coming out here. So you got a nice light show to your brain. Very freaky, I tell you. You do this for the first time, and then you get some weird tones coming out. Somebody asks, what is coming out? Something defective? I said, no, it's everything on purpose. But you will learn this brainwave entrainment frequency also after lunch when we go into the scientific and functional stuff. And then we have these 3 applicators, the OmniMap, the OmniPad, and the OmniSpot. For all the people who didn't look at it, or you can put your hands on it in the break and you can take a look later on. And yes, you see again the 3 applicators. And this is a very important interface. It's called the so-called DA converter, because you must understand, we must transform the digital data coming out of the control unit into an analog signal. Don't forget, PEMF is 100% analog. It has not 1% digital component. This is very important. We always talk about copying from nature. You can only copy from nature and put it into technology if you again convert the digital artificial signal into 100% analog information. And this will be done in this little black box, which is attached between the tablet and the applicator. It has its own circuit board, it has its own intelligence, and this is actually the main component, the brain, to convert the controlling signal coming from here into the health beneficial application PEMF. This is the OmniBrain, and the future, we want to use the idea of OmniOne to develop further webs. I mentioned that already, to measure your blood pressure, your blood sugar, EEG, ECG, ultrasound, biofeedback analyzer. And there is more and more research coming out about, for example, biofeedback parameters, and put all these parameters together and create algorithms and then create suggestions and new diagnoses out of the energy medical field. And this is something, the more data we collect in the future, the more we are capable of creating new diagnoses out of the quantum field, because we are able to collect all these data and work with them in one single control unit. So this is going to be something which will happen the next 5 to 10 years. There's a huge development going on, and we are the forerunner in this, because we are actually already having such a device which is capable of not only collecting the data but also submitting the data. You know, you can do your ECG at home and submit it to your doctor just by one click, email it. You know, so the interaction between patient and the medical field, and maybe you as a lifestyle consultant, as a representative and as a consultant for those people, this interaction becomes reality by using this new communication technology. This is our vision. Own yourself. So it's more about, put your health in your own hands. And you know how people are. If people can analyze something, they're always excited about that. You know, people like to analyze. People like to measure something. This is how human beings are. You know, they always need proof. They always need to see something. This is based on our education. You know? Yeah. I have people said, oh, I cannot use this because I must read the study first. Show me the study. You know? Of course you can read 10 studies, but as long as you don't use it, you will not benefit from it. You can lie on a study 2 times a day. It will not change your health. Right? Of course you can read it, but in order to benefit from something, you must do it. You know, you cannot become a professional soccer player if you don't train every day. You can read 20 books about how to be a professional, how to become a professional soccer player, but if you don't do it, you will never become one. And it's the same with health and disease. As long as you not take control over your own thing and do things, you will not change anything. No? So, this was a little introduction before lunch break. Now, Pierre is okay to have the lunch break. You told me 11:45, it's 11:43, right? So we're good. I told you, Germans are always